Welcome to the third part where we are going to discuss about the e-commerce strategy. In this we have 7 factors: technology, brand, leadership, infrastructure, organizational learning, service and market. Leadership, infrastructure and organizational learning is known as the bonding factor. Technology, brand, service and market are known as positional factors. Okay, so let's discuss in depth what are those things. First, we'll start with the bonding factor, that is leadership. So, does the CEO of the company have a vision for e-commerce? These are some questions that needs to be answered by the CEO. Does the CEO have a track record of taking technology change in the stride? Or do the senior executives share a technology vision? Also, do they understand its impact upon their functional area and the organization as a whole? Is the leadership stable or in a continual state of flux? So, if the company is strong, the leadership should be strong. For infrastructure, the organization technology infrastructure support the new model of e-business, or the organizational technology infrastructure support the move to mass customization. What will be the implication for an organizational change needed to be competitive in an e-commerce environment? The organization infrastructure interface with the infrastructure to the supplier and customer in the electronic marketplace. Similarly, when we talk about organizational learning, does the organization support internal learning, which will be the scanning the technology horizon for change and then adopting that change where appropriate? Developing a self-awareness inside the boundaries of the organization to drive practice and process change. Can the learning of the organization with respect to market, product, technology and process etc. be quickly refocused into a new technology based method of production? So these are the pillars where the company needs to stand out in order to form an effective e-commerce strategy. So what are the technological aspects? So we are going to discuss about the technological aspects. The technological goal must be understood for the organization within its industry and market. For the organization, it must determine it is going to be an advanced technology leader or follower technology which is already there in the market and it is more stable. For an organization, it must determine what is necessary relationship between the company's technology or product strategy and the operational aspects of that strategy. The technology employed by an organization must service the customer's need and expectation from a technological perspective. Organizations must ask themselves questions such as, are we technology company? Can the technology be used to create barriers to entry, or can technology be used to lock in customer base? Organization must have clear defined that to these questions and must work them into their business plan. When we talk about market, an organization must determine its target market and whether it is still realistically open to new entrants. An organization must understood how the market is going to segment and grow over the near and long term and know whether the organization will be able to move rapidly enough to meet those changing needs. Being born on the net requires that the organization understand the possible moves from major established organization and utilize its own nimbleness to counter them. When we talk about service, an organization must know its customers' expectations regarding service level. The organization must understand its value proposition and how the service facilitates or augments it. An organization must understand its own internet service value chain, the components of which are understanding the relationship between attracting customer and service levels, understanding how an organization creates a service value during a transaction for a customer, understanding how service plays a role in the customer fulfillment process where the purchase is dispatched, and understanding the role of customer service in retaining customers and maintaining site adhesion. In the end, we will talk about the brand. An organization must understand whether it has the ability to create a strong brand. For the understanding on the basis of the brand, it should have been either a technology leader or service provision, or it can be through market positioning. So when we talk about e-commerce strategy, a company should know exactly what are the e-business process and the product or the service that they are going to give to the customer should be strong enough to capture the market. So for when we talk about those strategies, how we are going to integrate in terms of integrating it into the leadership propositions, we have to, as we already discussed, that a CEO should have a vision for e-commerce and it should have a track record of taking technology change in stride. A leader should ensure the project is backed by a senior executive. Develop a strategy before developing a web presence. Develop a strategy by focus on technology, branding, marketing and services. So when we discuss about the e-commerce strategy, we have to integrate all the positioning factors, that is technology, brand, market and service, together with the e-commerce strategy to create a winning strategy for e-commerce. It will be ensuring the project is backed by a senior executive. Develop a strategy before developing a web presence. Develop a strategy by focusing on technology, branding, marketing and service. Developing an IT infrastructure capable of matching the strategic objectives. Identifying and use of knowledge in the organization. The strategy must add value for customers and it must change as the requirements of those customers change. So these are the necessary things that needs to be integrated while you are creating your e-commerce strategy. So what are the benefits of e-commerce? It is the opportunity to access new market across the globe, the chance to target market segments more effectively, greater speed in getting the product and services to the market, provide more accurate information and improve customer service experience, provide convenience and comfort for customers, allowing 24/7 access to the firm's product and services, the opportunity to increase sales, the opportunity to reduce cost of production by reducing overhead, for example, not having a retail outlet in a busy high street location with high rents, reducing stock costs, etc., improve the efficiency, the supply chain, improve employee motivation through more flexible working methods. So those are the some benefits of having e-commerce in your business. Having benefits comes also the limitations. So what are the limitations of e-commerce is initial cost, user resistance, security and privacy, lack of touch and feel, etc. First comes the initial cost. The cost of creating and building an e-commerce application in-house may be very high. So there could be a delay in launching the e-commerce application due to mistakes or lack of experience. User may not trust the site, being unknown, faceless sellers. Such mistrust makes it difficult to make users switch from physical stores to online or virtual stores. Difficult to ensure security or privacy on online transaction. Lack of touch or feel of product during online shopping. E-commerce applications are still evolving and changing rapidly. So internet access is still not cheaper and is inconvenient to use for many potential customers like one living in remote villages. So these are some limitations and benefits of e-commerce, and it can be more. Thanks for listening to the video.